Is it time for you to get new author photos? If so, this video is for you. I talked about the mistakes writers make with their author photos in a previous video. I'll link to it in the show notes and at the end of this video if you want to check that out. One of the mistakes I mentioned is that authors wait too long to get new author photos. If it has been 10 years or longer since you last had author photos taken, it's time to do it again. I just got my new photos taken a couple of weeks ago. Here's one of them here to share with you. I learned through the process that it's not only about making sure that your photo matches up with how you look right now, it's also making sure your photo lines up with who you are. And I find now that I've done this photo shoot, and I did it mainly because it was 11 years ago that I did my last photo shoot. I'm 11 years older. I knew it was time to redo the photos, but I was surprised to find that I prefer the new photos to the older photos. I mean, I thought the older photos are when I was younger. I'm probably going to have a hard time letting go of those, but it wasn't like that. I feel like my current photos reflect more clearly who I am. I'm not that person anymore. That was 11 years ago. It's kind of a weird experience to go through getting your photos done and to realize that. This reflects who I am now. That is another good reason to get your photos taken after that much time has passed. If this is something you're going to do now, then I have 7 tips for you to make sure that you're happy with your photos. Who you choose is going to make all the difference in how your author photos come out. Yes, a professional photographer will cost some money, but I found that this last time it was far more economical than it used to be. I think that's because we can all take photos so easily now that the prices for professional photographers have come down a little bit, at least in some cases. The photographer that I ended up with charged me lots less than what I had paid for my previous round of photos, and I'm still very pleased with the outcome. It will cost you some, but you're going to use these for the next decade, and you're going to use them everywhere. Our author photos are on our websites, on our books, on our social media channels. Any type of event you go to, you're going to want your author photo. It's very important to have something that you feel good about, that you feel reflects you well. That means finding a quality photographer. I searched photographers in my area, and for each one went directly to the portfolio first. You can tell a lot by that. How is the lighting? How are the people portrayed? I would highly recommend, once you've narrowed it down to maybe 2 or 3, that you contact those people and talk to them. Hear their voices. When I talked to the photographer that I ended up with, I felt like within minutes, okay, this person knows what she's doing, and I'm going to be fine in her hands. I loved the portfolio. They were wonderful pictures, great poses, lots of creativity in the photography, but you got to have someone that communicates with you. And of course, you want to look at their pricing too, because if one photographer is way out of your range, then that's not going to work. Narrow it down to your top 3 and then contact those people and talk to them and go with the one that feels best to you. For this shoot, I put on different outfits and I thought, okay, this one feels really good. This one's going to work well. But then I did something that I would suggest you do. I took a selfie. It was funny because the ones that I felt before I took the pictures were going to be great turned out to be the ones that weren't that great. So what I did was I put on the outfits and I took a selfie with each of them. And then I shared those pictures with a trusted friend and said, I'm looking for 4 outfits because this photographer had on her rules that you could do 4 outfit changes during your session. I would highly recommend you do that, by the way. Don't go with just one outfit, because when the pictures come back, you may be surprised which outfit ends up looking better on you, especially when it's taken by a professional. Took the selfie, sent them to a trusted friend. What do you think? They came back with their thoughts, and I was like, you know what? I think this person is right. Do that so you can narrow down which outfits you're going to take to your photography session, and so that you feel good about them. One more word about outfits. Wear something that you feel comfortable in, but that really sets you off in your best light. Find out what colors look the best on you. If you don't already know, find out from friends and family which colors really light you up. Then choose something that you're not going to feel too uptight in, because you want to look relaxed on your photos. Don't try to make yourself into someone you're not by choosing an outfit because you think it's going to look good in a picture. Choose an outfit that looks good on you. This is about presenting you in your best light. That's what's most important. Look at other author photos from authors you admire, authors in your genre. Decide which ones you like and send those to your photographer. Say, okay, I really like this pose, or I like these active poses, and I'd like to get some shots like this. Giving your photographer a heads up that these are author photos is going to help, because most photographers these days make their money on weddings and babies and high school senior pictures. So if you're looking for author photos, that's different than baby photos or family photos or senior pictures. You want something that kind of reflects the author that you are. Look around for other author photos that you think are similar to how you feel about yourself or how you would like your author photos to look. Send those to your photographer and say, this is kind of what I'm thinking, so that you can have a dialogue. Make sure your makeup and hair are where you want them to be. Let me tell you what happened to me. About 2 months before I knew I was going to have to get author photos taken, I lost my hairdresser. She had adopted 3 kids, and she said, okay, this is too much. I gotta be home to take care of these kids, so no more hairdressing for me. Oh man, dang it, because it's not easy to find a good hairdresser. I knew that I had to get somebody that was going to be able to work with my hair and be able to make it look good for the author photos. Also, I would say make sure you have makeup that flatters you. If you want to go to the makeup counter, oftentimes they will do free makeovers. Spend some time making sure you have the right makeup, making sure that your hair looks the way that you want it to look, so that when the photography day comes around, you are at your best and you feel confident. This isn't just so that you look your best, but it's also so that you feel your best. We all know what it's like to have a bad hair day. You don't want to go get photos taken when that's going on. So try to make sure that that is scheduled and taken care of so that you feel really good the day that you go to your photo session. Nothing shows up worse on a photo than fatigue. Don't go out partying the night before your photo session. Don't stay up late. Don't schedule your photo session right after a big event. Make sure that you have at least a couple of days before that photo session to eat well, get a couple of good nights sleep. These things make a lot of difference into what comes across on the camera, right? If you're not taking care of yourself, that's going to show up. Again, you're not getting these done for another 10 years, and you're going to be using them everywhere. So try to present your best face by taking care of yourself, getting rest, exercising, eating well. That will show up on your pictures. Don't have anything going on that day that's going to leave you stressed or rushing to your appointment. That's going to show through in your expression if you're feeling stressed or like you just barely made it to the appointment in time or whatever may happen to you. So try to keep an open schedule on that day so that you have time to put your outfits together, you have time to get ready, you have time to relax, everything feels good, you can go there and feel your best during the photo session. Typically, the photographer will send you a group of them in the raw format, unedited, and that is your chance to go through the group and choose your final photos. Each photographer usually has so many that they will give you as part of their fee, or maybe they charge you per image that you choose, however they do that. That's something that's important to find out before you sign up with this photographer, how they do the final pictures. But you will get a roll of film, is what they used to call it, but they kind of still call it a roll of all the pictures that were taken. And that is your chance to decide which pictures you're going to use as your final author photos. I would suggest you take your time with this and get some other opinions. I found that the pictures that I thought initially would be my main author photos weren't the ones that I ended up with. Take some time to look through them and save the ones that strike you as really good initially in a folder, and then look at them the next day. It's kind of like putting our stories aside and then looking at them with fresh eyes the next day, because things will pop up that you didn't expect. So you have maybe 15, 20 pictures you've set aside that look pretty good to you. Set them aside in a folder, and then the next day open them all and look at them all again. Get some good friends to look at them with you. Limit it to 3 and choose people that you really value their thoughts. Choose at least one person that knows you very well, that says, okay, this picture's you. You will find that certain photos rise to the top. I ended up having like 4 that ended up coming to the top as being the photos I really want to use in my author branding. If you are getting new author photos done, please let me know. Share them with us in the comments. We'd love to see them. And I hope that you end up feeling really confident and great about your pictures.